Yes, welcome everyone. Another edition of Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's July 30th, 2019. The show, as always, is presented by the Marijuana Times. You can find us at marijuanatimes.org. All kinds of great stuff there, including this show, marijuanatimes.org. Today we're talking about a Texas school district that's going to start drug testing students who want to participate in certain activities. Also, is South Park planning to join the marijuana industry? And the New York governor finally signs the bill expanding decriminalization in New York, something we've talked about before. We'll talk about it again. Before we talk about all of that, we'll talk about NatureSide, nature-side.com, and the organic, all-natural pesticides. Grow safe and poison-free. Don't use banned pesticides. Be regulatory compliant in the state that you're growing in. This is a lot of stuff that I list for you all the time. But all of it you can take care of with one stop. NatureSide. Nature-side.com. Proud sponsor of the show. Now over 450 episodes. Still going strong. NatureSide. Go check them out. Or check them, as the kids say. I don't know. Slang. Term. You want to use, it all means the same thing. It means use your device to visit the website. If you want me to be technical about it. It's first story from marijuanatimes.org and Jason Sander, Texas School District, to start drug testing students. The district plans to make drug testing mandatory for students who want to participate in sports, activities, clubs, and any other extracurricular activities. Despite the fact there is no apparent drug or alcohol problem in the school, the policy is supposed to be put into place to prevent any such problems from arising. It'll cover grades 7 through 12 for various activities. The board wants to be proactive. Bushland Superintendent Chris Wigginton told a local ABC affiliate, "They want our kids to have a drug-free environment. We want our kids to make great decisions." The decision to drug test students is one that many educational and civil rights organizations take issue with. In the past, the National Education Association, the NEA, is called mandatory drug testing in schools, quote, an unwarranted and an unconstitutional invasion of privacy. The American Academy of Pediatrics also opposes mandatory drug testing on students. The ACLU also has spoken out against such requirement for students. You know, where does it end? I mean, is the obvious question. If you search the students every day and search their lockers every day, if you surveil them everywhere they are in the school, including the bathrooms, you can affect, all sorts of change and help kids make great decisions. Which is really the age-old attempt to make kids make whatever you feel is a great decision. I'm not saying that, smoking weed in 8th grade is a great decision, but the notion that is, we can go a certain amount along the way to invasion of privacy, and obviously it's with kids, there's less of an expectation, although there still is an expectation that they're still an autonomous human being. But like I said, where does it end? I mean, but you could surveil them 24 hours a day to see what they're doing. And did that cross the line? If not, what did cross the line and why? In any case, I'm against drug testing for any and all. Or as the old saying goes, drug testing, what drugs are we testing? I know, it's an old meme. It's fine. I know internet references. I'll throw them in every once in a while. Speaking of such, something I could talk about with my fellow young people. Westward is where this story comes from. Is South Park joining the marijuana industry through Tegridy Farms, the name of a fictional cannabis brand that popped up in an episode in the show last year. South Park Studios posted a video on YouTube on July 19th that makes fun of the suit and tie culture trying to profit from legal cannabis. I would play the video for you, but I'm pretty sure that I would get an immediate copyright email from YouTube. So you've probably seen it. If you haven't, you can find it on YouTube. You know how to find it. If there's anything that you all know how to do, is finding South Park videos on YouTube. In any case, and I'm sure it's up on South Park Studios as well. The clip appears to take aim at MedMen, an American cannabis corporation that released a short video directed by Spike Jones about cannabis prohibition and current legalization efforts. Tegridy Farms, they point out they have a lot of social media. There's a website for Tegridy Farms. They have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages, though they were created in 2018, obviously to coincide with the show. But if the guys from South Park did want to do something like that, they have an obvious brand right out of the gate. A ton of people will try it. Obviously, the quality and the price and all that would dictate if people came back to it. But in the immediate launch of it, there'd be a lot of people who would just want to say, you know, I tried some of that Tegridy Farms from South Park. It'd be cool. Because as I pointed out before the start of that story, I know it's cool. I know it's hip. How do you do, fellow kids? See, that's another meme reference. I'm killing it with the young demographic in this episode. That's awesome. This last story is an update on a story we did however many weeks ago it was. I'm not quite sure at this point. New York governor signs bill decriminalizing marijuana use. Of course, it's better to say that they expanded the current decriminalization. Decriminalization has actually been in effect in New York since the 70s. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said on Monday signed a bill decriminalizing the use of marijuana in the state and expunged the records of some people convicted on cannabis-related charges. He said in a statement, quote, "Communities of color have been disproportionately impacted by laws governing marijuana for far too long, and today we're ending this injustice once and for all." Well, legalization would go just a bit farther to ending the injustice, but whatever. We're splitting hairs. By providing individuals who have suffered the consequences of an unfair marijuana conviction with a path to have their records expunged, and by reducing draconian penalties, we are taking a critical step forward in addressing a broken and discriminatory criminal justice process. I think that's more accurate. Say we're taking a critical step forward, other than to say, well, we've ended the injustice of marijuana prohibition once and for all. It's a bit of a stretch, but in any case, the new bill approved by the New York legislature earlier this year will reduce unlawful marijuana possession to a misdemeanor punishable by a fine. Possession under 2 ounces will not be met with criminal penalties. Also establishes, as Cuomo mentioned, a process for individuals with certain marijuana convictions to have their records cleared both retroactively and for future convictions. A major sticking point for criminal justice reform activists. The bill will take effect 30 days after becoming law, in other words, late August. So there you go, an expansion of decriminalization in New York. Progress. That's what sometimes you got to bear down and keep moving forward. There was an adult use legalization in New York, but something came of it. Try again next year. I don't know what cliches would you like me to end the show with. We keep moving forward. That's all we can do. So we do it here 5 days a week on Cannabis News. MarijuanaTimes.org. You can find us YouTube and Vimeo. If you want the video, search the Marijuana Times. Also, of course, if you want the audio show, the audio-only version of the show, Apple Podcasts is where you can find that. Give us ratings, all that stuff. Like, share, comment on YouTube. Click the little notification bell so you know when a new episode is dropped. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thank you all for watching and listening today, and we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.